I think the chat wants me to sing, so I'm gonna sing along with it. Hey, good morning, y'all. It's Rise and Shine. Grab your coffee cup, come spend some time. I know it's early, the start of a new day. No need to worry, it's Local Cafe. Rise and shine, baby. Wake and bake. Hey, fuck you, Joe. Clear out your mind, baby. Just take a break. Local Cafe. Chill out with us today. Local Cafe. I will, Father. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the coolest, the calmest, and the chillest show in the entire LCU. You're watching Local Cafe. Oh man, what a beautiful and amazing 24 hours it's been in the LCU. I know some people say it's afternoon, but no. We just woke up in the LCU. We got 12 hours of content all day, baby. But as y'all know, I am not here alone. I have my lovely and beautiful co-host, Miss Beans, and a special guest, an OG member of the cafe, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Hayes. Ladies, how are we doing today?
Good morning. How are you doing, Ken?
Oh, you know I'm beautiful. How you doing, Miss Hayes?
Doing so good. I'm happy to be here with you guys.
Hell yeah.
It's like so exciting and
Welcome
nothing
back.
changed.
Welcome back. So, quick shout out. I just wanted to say, while we were waiting on the stream to start, Elias became a Band World member. Thank you, Elias. And Living My Life is a cash cow. Thank you both for the memberships. It is beautiful. There's some controversy right now in the Discord about memberships. Something just a little bit going on, as the people have known. Turn her up. Oh, yeah, I'll turn her up. So, evidently, we had to do some things in VC. Had to separate it out for the members. And, it is what it is. Pluses and minuses to all. Some people just don't like change. But we'll see what happens. Ms. Hayes, what do you think about the new VC system?
I think it's great for moderation, but also as a viewer and member of Discord, it's you can't jump into the VC for any other shows, obviously. So that is a little bit of missed content, it feels like, but for moderation purposes, it seems like the best route possible.
Definitely. Ms. Beans, what you got for me?
So when it comes to me, usually during the nighttime, I do jump into VCs. I like talking with a big group of people in general. There was a lot of people that I got to talk to and make friends with. For example, Chubbs, Humphrey, Zombie, a whole bunch of people. And the problem is not everybody is cash cow for the same channels that you might be. We all love the lolcow umbrella, but we might not be the same lovers of the same channels. So just the idea of being separated from people that we've grown so close with is kind of a turn off for me, but we'll see how this goes. I know that before the show started, I did talk to you about something I was thinking about yesterday. Yesterday, I bought Overcooked because I was feeling bad for the pancakes. Yeah, so I was feeling bad for the pay pigs because sometimes they say like, "Hey, like we have our own chat, but that's pretty much it. It doesn't really feel special. I'm paying extra basically for, not for nothing, but barely any benefits." So I was thinking about maybe having like some game nights with the pay pigs, right? But then this whole ordeal started happening, and then I'm like, you know what? If we're going to have our own cafe channel, the best thing I can think of is maybe I can have my little game nights with my little caffeines or
Cafe
cafe
cult.
exactly.
There it is.
So if you guys want to hop into the cafe VC, maybe probably during the nighttime, I wouldn't mind playing some Overcooked with people.
So real quick, the Bean Counter gifted one Locale Cafe membership. Thank you. Father Akari got it. He's a very big fan of my voice. I just want to say that. I saw his comments. Thank you, Father. Appreciate that. But, it's awesome. It's awesome. So we all know.
Really,
Go ahead.
sorry, just really quick. I don't know if you guys know this about gifted members. So the people that are like gifted the members are the people that are like most active in the chat or like watch the most. So like if you're just like viewing for the first time, you're not likely to get the gifted member, but like if you are like here every day, you're more likely to get it. So just
Definitely.
so you guys.
Definitely. And so the cool thing about the new VCs is it is a intimate setting, so you can talk to your favorite hosts, because obviously whatever show you support the most is what the tier is going to be of the most. So you can come into cafe, talk to me, talk to Beans, talk to other members, you know what I mean? So it's going to be great. Beans has plans for the VC, so I think cafe is going to have the best VC out of everybody. That's my personal opinion. But hey, before we get started, to keep up with tradition, I have my camping trip cup. I have 2 parts Tim Hortons, 1 part Bones Coffee sweet tater.
Ooh. I think sweet tater has been like your go-to.
Oh, I'm telling you, it is so good, Beans. It is so good. What you got, Miss Hayes?
Sorry. I actually splurged today and I did get a Starbucks coffee. It's just cold brew with like 7 raw sugar packets and extra splash of half and half. So that's what
Miss Hayes. She is literally promoting the thing that I was talking about, how women love cold brew or just iced coffee in general.
Yes, yesterday.
That is so funny. This is the first cold brew I've ordered probably in like a year. I woke up this morning, I was craving it. So yes, I am that girl today.
That's beautiful. Miss Beans, what are you drinking on today?
So I'm not drinking any coffee. I mean, I could have some coffee left over from this morning. I'm being a disgrace. I'm not used to the new time slot. It's 2 p.m. I need like some sort of
It's been 4 days, Miss Beans. It's been 4 days.
4 whole days.
Oh, yeah. So, how do you feel about the new time slot, Miss Bean, since we are here 4 days and about a week into it? How are you feeling about it?
So talking about the new time slot, a lot of people want us to go back to the 10 a.m. There are people who use us kind of like background noise whenever they went on their commute, or maybe background noise whenever they were working. Now that it's a little bit more into the afternoon, it's a little bit more difficult for people to listen in to cafe. I do miss our old time slot. It just made more sense to me. But there was actually some controversy when it came to time slots yesterday. I think we're going to get into that a little bit later because it's time for the Daily Espresso, I think.
I think so, too. Daily Espresso, ladies and gentlemen. So before we got started, Miss Hayes is actually dropping some knowledge on the birds. You know, the birds that like 100,000 people a day watch, more than that, apparently, birds are beautiful. It's entertaining, but drop some knowledge on us, Miss Hayes. What's going on with Jackie and Shadow?
So they're not just birds. They're American bald eagles.
Yes.
And I'm giving you a hard time. But so I know about these through my dad, who is not kidding. Like you were talking about background noise. He keeps this YouTube channel on all day long and
Mhm.
probably all night long, especially now that the chicks have hatched. And he'll call me and say, they hatched like right when it happened or whatever. So I was looking on it, so I see it everywhere now on like all the news stations. I saw it had a article in TMZ, and I read that Jackie is actually 12 years old and Shadow is 10 years old. So just like think about that. And they are just the most incredible things, and it's incredible the amount of people that get invested in these beautiful birds. So that's just a little bit of history, but there's so much more that can be discussed, but there's time
Definitely.
for that.
So before we show the beautiful birds themselves, Doug Savannah with the daily Canadian 2. It's coffee time. Thank you, sir. Definitely count on you. Thank you for being here, Doug, as always. So let's get into this. Apparently they're having some bad weather, unfortunately, right now. So you can see Mama Bird doing her best to keep her babies warm. Like Miss Hayes said, it's taken them a while to get this far. So obviously, any mother of new creatures, beings, whatever you want to call it, is going to do what she can to protect their young. So they got some food behind them. We see that. So I'm gonna turn that wind down just a little bit. Got a little windy there, but yeah, all good things to them. I hope everything works out for them this time. Go ahead, Miss Hayes.
Really quick, just because there are chicks, there needs to be food on the nest basically all the time. You can't go get the food when it's needed, so it needs to be there. So if you just think about like one of their last lays of eggs was brutally attacked by ravens on TMZ.
Yeah.
And you can just imagine if there's like food there or meat right there, other birds or other birds that could potentially take something out, and you just but that's what they got to do.
Definitely. So I remember seeing a video because on the actual website or the YouTube channel, they have short videos of what's been happening. Yeah. They actually had a raven circling the nest because they thought that the raven would try and do that. And then I believe Jackie screamed for Shadow. Shadow came with the quickness, and Mr. Shadow protected his young and his wife. We're gonna call it the wife.
Yeah.
Yep.
Life partner.
Hell yeah. All right, let's get into this thing, Miss Beans. What you got for me for the daily horoscope?
For the daily horoscope, so just as a reminder, today is the 6th, and a Pisces born on March 6th is a free spirit who refuses to conform. They are not rebellious since they respect structure, yet they choose to live outside of it. They communicate on a variety of levels, and they possess a sense of destiny regarding their actions. How do you feel about that, Ken?
Sound like hippies. A bunch of hippies walking around with no care in the world with their hemp anklets, their flip-flops, and their polo shirts covered in dirt. Sorry, I digress. No, they sound like all right people. What you think, Miss Hayes?
I mean, they're not rebellious, and they respect structure, but they choose to live outside of it. So, they're cool people.
Oh, yeah. I just saw free spirit, and he immediately went hippie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So... Yeah. I don't know. I feel like March is one of those months where it just should all be Aries because Aries is the goat, literally the goat. So, I don't know. That's just me personally.
Are you an Aries?
I am an Aries.
Oh, me too.
Beautiful. I like it. So,
what about you, Beans? Beans, what are you?
What am I? I'm a Pisces. My birthday was actually on the 21st of February. We had a little birthday stream, and it was
we did. It was awesome.
Happy belated.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So this day in history seems to be a beautiful day in history. Miss Hayes, you want to read that one?
Sure. In 1836, the Battle of Alamo ends. After a 13-day siege, Mexican forces led by General Santa Anna stormed the Alamo mission in San Antonio, Texas, killing nearly all the Texan defenders, including James Bowie, William B. Travis, and Davy Crockett.
Yeah, that's wild. I know the whole Alamo thing is, a big deal in the, Mexican-American history. right? And, you know, fighting over borders and all that stuff. So, you know, they made a whole movie about the Alamo, I believe, right? Yeah, I don't know.
I believe so. So actually, remember when I was talking to you about Grim and I visiting San Antonio for a friend?
Yeah.
So we actually did get to see the Alamo, and going there, I do recommend it for everybody. Just seeing, like, you can actually see, like, the cannons, like, embedded in the wall was just awesome. Like, you can see the history, and I think that's really amazing when it comes to, like, these monuments and just areas in general that are still standing.
They had the same
So
thing in St. Augustine, I believe.
yeah, we actually went to that one too.
Yeah.
Fort forgot the name, but it's awesome. I think I have a few pictures that I could pull up a little bit later.
Yeah, it's fine.
Exciting. Very exciting.
Let's talk about Ghana, Miss Beans.
Ghana. So in 1957, Ghana gains independence. So Ghana becomes the first African nation to gain independence from colonial rule, led by Kwame. Can't say that last word because it's kind of complicated. Do you want to
Nkrumah?
give it a shot?
Nkrumah? I could be totally
I'll
off.
go
I don't
with
know.
that.
Yeah,
I
but
would say that was confident.
oh yeah, Nkrumah. But no, that's awesome though, you know, because obviously back in the day, you had the British Empire, you had all that stuff, and as they said, the sun never set on the British Empire. So, you know, Britain and African history is not all that good, for just being honest. So, you know, you're glad to see countries gain independence from colonial and, you know, like with kings and all that, right? So happy to see that though. Epic Brady with the 1 month cash cow. Ken look like a Nickelback fan. Also, Brady off probation. I'm not a Nickelback fan, but thank you. Appreciate that. I know what you're saying. If you were in the Discord, y'all would know that inside joke. But hey, who am I? But yeah, no. It is what it is. All right, 1992, the Michelangelo computer virus activates. A computer virus set to trigger on March the 6th, named after Michelangelo, causes global concerns but has limited impact. Y'all know what that reminds me of? Remember the whole Y2K bullshit? They thought like it was going to be like zeros and ones, like all the banks were just going to be all fucked up and like the money was going to disappear and all that. It's kind of the same thing for me.
Yeah.
I know I'm a boomer, but no, I don't remember this.
I don't remember it either, but I also am a boomer. Feeling like
There we go.
That's very true. So this next point, it seems like there was a typo because it says in the 899. I'm pretty sure that means 1899, but it says that in 1899, aspirin is patented. The pharmaceutical company Bayer, I believe, registers the trademark for aspirin, which becomes the first of the most widely used pain relievers in history.
Bro, so freaking Bayer's been around for like 1100 years. That is wild. They were able to make pills and pharmaceuticals with literally no power, no factories, nothing. That's beautiful, guys. I love that. If that ain't motivation, I don't know what is. I'm just saying. Carlos, welcome to Cash Cow. Appreciate you, Carlos. Remember, guys, if you're in the coffee cult and you want to come chill with me and Beans and VC, become a Cash Cow member. Because only those that are in Cafe Cash Cow and above will be able to chill out with Beans and play Overcooked. That's actually a pretty cool game for cafe, cooking, and all that, right? Kind of goes hand in hand a little bit.
Yeah, that is true. Speaking of games, there was actually a game that I wanted to shout out real quick. I'm not sure if you ever heard of the game. I think it's called Good Pizza, Great Pizza. But it's like a mobile game that got switched over to Steam. They actually just came out with a new game called Good Coffee, Great Coffee. And I think it's pretty cute. It's a really cute, cozy game for anybody out there who wants to play. Plus, it's coffee themed.
There we go. Beautiful.
I love Overcooked. I think it's like I have Overcooked 1 and 2. I think it's a great fun game.
Yeah, it's one of those games that like my wife plays with her team for like, I guess, team building or whatever. Like,
Oh, that's fun.
I'm sitting there when I'm playing like Cyberpunk, right, or something, and she's just screaming and yelling at people, and it's like 9:30 at night. I'm like, what are we doing?
Chop the beat. Chop the beat.
Is this a work function at this point? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
All right. Brood for your brain, useless facts. Miss Hayes, I think you like useless facts, don't you?
I do.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so some sea cucumbers can shoot their intestines out as a defense mechanism. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. I like to watch like fishing, like YouTube, like videos sometimes, and like they'll pull these out, and they'll shoot out water. I never knew it was their intestines.
Yeah.
But that's good to know.
Yeah, I can't.
The way that it looks, the best way that I know how to describe it is like if you ever seen the movie Venom or seen Venom in one of the Spider-Man movies, like the way that it looks like webbing just going across your arm, that's exactly how it looks, and I think it looks pretty cool. Kind of scary, but pretty cool.
Yeah, it's wild. I don't know. All right, Beans, tell me about Cleopatra.
So apparently Cleopatra lived closer to the invention of the iPhone than to the building of the pyramids.
Really?
Apparently so.
I don't even know what to say to that. Like, so I guess she's really not involved with pyramids, because, I mean, you got to think what the iPhone was, what, like 15 years ago? 15, because they're on the iPhone 15 now or whatever, I'm assuming. So that put it like 2010, and then pyramids, I mean, hundreds and hundreds of years. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, that's an interesting fact.
That is.
I'm a little shocked about that. But.
So everyone knows I hate Walt Disney, and evidently he was afraid of mice. Coward.
He's afraid of mice, but he has Mickey Mouse as his mascot?
True, as Siley would say.
Oh, yeah. So I guess originally there was supposed to be like a bunny, like a black bunny or something that was the original mascot. Am I right? I don't know.
I didn't know that.
I could be wrong.
I think I know who you're talking about. I think his name was Oswald, but I'm not 100% sure.
Oswald.
Uh-huh.
So the first time I went to Disney and all that, they had Oswald, and I asked my wife, I was like, what the hell is Oswald? They're like, that was the original mascot before Mickey Mouse. I was like, well, beautiful. Glad we have rabbits and mice representing Walt Disney. It's beautiful. In the final fact, which is going the Eiffel Tower, it grows taller in the summer. 6 inches. Who's measuring this?
I think it's just by calculations, right? Because as everybody knows, heat can make things expand or contract, just depending. That's also an interesting fact. My science teacher, my chemistry teacher, he used to scold us whenever we say something is cold. He's like, there is no such thing as cold. There's only an absence of heat. So technically, cold isn't a thing. It's just there's either heat or there isn't heat, or there's an absence of heat. He used to scold us all the time because of that. So either heat makes things expand or the absence of heat makes things contract. And that was actually a big problem here in Florida whenever there was that launch of I forgot the name of it, which is a horrible thing. But whenever they launched that rocket into space and it exploded, that was because for the first time ever, or the first time in a long time, it was pretty cold here in Florida, and the screws in the rocket actually contracted to a point that it made such a difference that it just imploded on itself.
That's wild, man. Physics, right? We're the nerds at to talk about this. I can't.
Very true. I mean, it's, also, you can think about it, like, men know that, when it's cold, things shrink, and in the heat.
Cafe isn't the place for that, Miss Hayes, okay? Keep that shit out of cafe.
Okay, my fault.
You're fine, you're fine. So Duck Savannah, evidently the third baby hatched. I don't know if is that like right now? Did we miss it?
Oh my gosh. We have to see.
And then Matt Dolan, Ken, thank you for the service. I appreciate you, sir. The support is beautiful as always. Doesn't look like it. I think.
Well, yeah, because it's called pipping when like you see a crack like from the baby inside starting to get out. That's a pip, and the crack is called a pip. And we haven't seen any pips yet in the third egg. At least I haven't. So
Yeah,
that would
I
be
got you.
surprising.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's continue the show. If someone wants to let us know in chat, they can just look at that real quick so we can continue the show. Thank you, Doug, though. Appreciate that. So, where were we? I can't with Ken and Beans, and now Miss Taste. So, drinks with too much ice. This is actually a fun fact about me again. If there's a drink with ice, I try and drink it as fast as possible because I don't want the ice to melt and water down the drink. That's why I used to get drunk really fast. I don't know how y'all feel about
Drinks
that.
on the rocks, and you just like knock them back or something.
Well, they automatically put them on the rocks when I didn't ask them for it. You know, I'd be like, yo, let me get like a Crown and Coke. Let me get like a whiskey sour or something, right? And, you know, I'd be like, oh, shit, ice. One of my old platoon sergeants actually used to do that, but he would eat the ice and like sip on the ice and drink the water as it melted. He swears he never got a hangover because of the water and all that.
I think you either get hangovers really bad or you don't.
Yeah.
I don't think ice is like gonna make a huge difference, but
He swore by it. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
we believe.
Hey, ladies, let me get y'all's opinion on this. People who stare but don't say anything. What's y'all's opinion if someone's just staring at you and not saying a word? They're just staring.
Probably that they're judging.
Hey, Miss Taze.
Probably that they're judging.
Yeah, I would
It
say probably.
depends. You kind of have to know the stare, right? So some people have like the like they're undressing you with their eyes type of stare, or like there's something wrong with you type of stare. I unfortunately sometimes have an attitude problem, and my mouth may not say much, but my face definitely does. So whenever somebody's staring at me, sometimes I do give them a little stink face, like what are you looking at? That's also the New Jersey in me. So I just don't like when people stare. Sometimes I'll give them a smile if I'm feeling good that day, but if I can tell they kind of have like an aura of attitude on them, I'll give them attitude back, and I don't give a. It's the afternoon. Oh fuck.
I don't give a fuck either. How about you, Miss Taste?
Yeah. I mean, it depends. Like, ignore. Like, I'll try to ignore it, or like if it's like tension, it's almost like I'll wave. I'll just be like, "Do you want to say hi?" You're staring at me, so may as well.
So I'm used to getting stared at because I'm such a big dude. I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm like the biggest person around, so it's whatever, right? But I don't know. It's just kind of one of those things. It's whatever. I know men and women look at things differently just because of this nature, right? So I'm just throwing it out there. I did learn something though, and I wanted to share it with the audience before we go in too further. Everyone knows we're on the road to 1K live concurrent viewers. I learned, I think Becky's cursed this stream or this channel. You know why that is? Because when she was on here for that full stream, our peak concurrent was 666.
You did mention that whenever we got off air.
She put the mark of the beast on this channel. And she says she is a witch. She has said that.
Very true.
That is true.
I think we're doomed.
Well, a lot of people say that we've been doing better numbers at this time point than before, but in reality, whenever we look at the analytics, it's pretty much the same. We actually had better. I know this is a recent change, so we can't say anything definitive, but we had some pretty good numbers whenever we were at our 10 a.m. spot.
So our peak concurrent yesterday was 515. So I think that was pretty good. That's definitely good. Oh, yeah. So
that's great.
The closer and closer we got the nerds, we got more and more people coming in. So that was good. Mm-hmm. But all right. Let's get into the quote of the day because it's already 2:30. We only got 90 minutes. Johnny Depp said this. You can close your eyes to things you don't want to see, but you can't close your heart to things you don't want to feel. Miss
That's a
Taste,
good
what
one.
what does that say to you, Miss Taste?
I think that says, even though you want to try and pretend that you can, like, oh no, I can. I can detach.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work that way. You're still gonna feel that way. And it's okay to allow yourself to feel that way, I think,
Mhm.
feel the way you want to feel. So feel
Definitely.
the way that you feel.
Definitely. Beans, what about you?
So, whenever they say you can close your eyes to things you don't want to see, there's a lot of people that use ignorance or they try to pretend like things that are happening in the world are not happening. But once somebody puts it in front of your face or once you're actually aware of it, you can't really close off your heart. So, for example, there's a lot of things happening in the world that are terrible. We have heard about the things happening in China where some people are enslaved. There's actually enslavement going around the world every single day, but some people like to close their eyes and pretend like it's not happening. I think that it's very important to stay well informed with the things that are happening around the world. I think that's why we love cafes so much because before we would, talk about the news, talk about current happenings and things of the nature, just to keep everybody informed and to make sure that everybody can open their hearts to the things that are going around. Um, for example, I try to close my eyes when it came to the flight accidents, right?
Yeah.
But I can't just close off my heart and not feel the pain that these families are experiencing whenever they lose their loved ones, right? So it's very important that you have a little bit of balance. Sometimes you can close your eyes to certain things, but just remember that the pain or just the action is still being committed every single day.
100%. I like that. Let's go and get into world news. There is one thing I did want to cover on world news. Evidently, everyone's favorite, not favorite, sorry, wrong word, X that. Everyone's, whatever, however you feel about Luigi, right? The dude who did what he did. Evidently, he has an S tape out there. Ms. Beans, you wanna read that? 'Cause I think it looks better from you than me.
So apparently Luigi has a S-tape bombshell as CEO assassin suspect filmed at least 20 cinema-style corn videos. He wanted to be watched, some people say.
Yeah, that's wild. The 26-year-old Ivy League graduate has amassed a loyal fan base with women repeatedly throwing themselves at him as he faces charges for allegedly what he did to the CEO of United Healthcare.
That picture does not help, Ken.
No, it doesn't.
You're gonna put
I'm
the
just scrolling.
females in a frenzy.
Better him than me. Just kidding.
I'm just saying that thumbnail today. You look pretty good.
Yeah, who is that? I don't know who that guy is. That ain't me.
That's Ken with hair.
Chat, that's what I look like with hair, no tattoos, a damn 8-pack, and I'm sitting there chilling on a flower. That's what I would look like. A sunflower, no less. Yeah,
I think that's why Ken woke up with a hatred for hippies today. He didn't like hippie Ken.
Probably. Yeah, so however you feel about Luigi, he did that. So, if it's out there, it's out there, whatever. I don't know. It's just weird, man.
I don't really have any particular strong feelings towards this person. Obviously, murder is wrong. I think we can all agree on that. There could be some more gray area if you get into, who he performed that on. But did you like Wing's shirt? He specifically bought a shirt about Luigi, and it was a pretty fly shirt to say the least.
I think it was Boogie. I think Boogie was the one.
I think they both did.
Oh, did they? Well, one of them
Yeah.
said they got a lot of compliments on it when they wore it out. So
Interesting.
it did.
That is interesting.
I'm just saying, Wings is also a page 5 connoisseur. So Luigi plus page 5, I think he's gonna have a good time.
The question is, never mind. All right, so one more thing. because I saw this. This is actually pretty wild. We're going to not try and get political. We're just going to get factual, okay? According to whitehouse.gov, yes, Biden spent millions on transgender animal experiments. Again, this is purely just to inform what the White House is saying, right? So $455,000 on a mouse model to test the effects of gender-affirming hormone therapy on HIV vaccine-induced immune responses, whatever that means. $2.5 million on the reproductive consequences of steroid hormone administration. Almost $300,000 on gender-affirming testosterone therapy on breast cancer risk and treatment outcomes. Microbiome-mediated effects of gender-affirming hormone therapy in mice. 1.2 in androgen effects of the reproductive neuroendocrine axis. And then 3.1 on gonadal hormones as mediators of sex and gender influences in asthma. So just the facts here at Cafe, just the facts. So we don't have to comment on that. I just want the Cafe to understand this is what's being said about our former president. It is what it is. Now, on to the good stuff. On to the good stuff. I will report. I have been in contact with Jaffe's whatever he is, and he's currently working on scheduling Jaffe to come on the Cafe so we can talk to him. So, again, he's a producer, I believe, whatever. He's working on it with me. So, hopefully, we can make it happen. So, Locale Live yesterday. Ashley, let's take a step back. Let's go to Nerds yesterday. Miss Hayes, what is your understanding of what happened on Nerds yesterday?
So I actually haven't tuned into Nerds.
What?
I've checked it out. I know. I've checked it out a few times, but I don't really find the connection there for me personally.
Oh, bro, you should have been there yesterday. You should have been there yesterday.
Okay, well, tell me what happened.
Miss Beans, what we got? What happened on Nerds yesterday?
So
did you do your homework?
On Nerds yesterday, I did indeed. I wanted to check in to see if everybody was giving W's to Epic Brady for his snazzy jacket. And as soon as I tune in to see the W's, Zay's having a little bit of a crash out. So apparently, she's done and over with everybody mentioning her past. And I do agree, it's kind of annoying. It's been going on for a while now. But kind of like what Keemstar says, the moment that you become a host, you kind of open yourself up to this criticism. But there's a difference between criticism and harassment. You being a mod, can you give me sort of your definition of criticism versus harassment? Because you do have to tell the difference. And sometimes you got to lay the ban hammer for those who cross the line.
All right. So the redirect's in there. All right. This is what I'm going to say. Let's say someone comes in the Discord and says, Ken, you're ugly as shit. Your beard is thin. You're balding. And I think you're dumb. Cool. Fair game. Cyrus the Virus 666. Welcome to Band World. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you for joining the Coffee Cult. Now, let's say, Ken, this is every day. Ken, I want to bend you over and make you mine. That's harassment. You know, when you're bringing in people that are not on camera, that's in your life outside of the camera, that is harassment. So the way I see it is constructive criticism, whatever, right? A little bit of shit talk, yes. Once you start not talking about me, you talking about other people like that I love and care about, to me at that point, that's harassment. Now, if it's every single day constantly, I got 5, 6, 7 people on me. As soon as I do my Undertaker, good morning, and like they just dive on me constantly. That is harassment, and that will be dealt with. That's kind of how I see it. Now, all mods look at it a little bit differently, but the good thing about our mod team is we all talk. We bring it in to the mod chat, we talk about it, we have a vote, and then shit happens. If it's like serious, then they just handle it. Like normally we time out immediately and then we figure out if we're going to do a perm ban or not, because that's the best way to do it. Because you remove them and then there you go. So that's kind of how I look at it.
So that's very true. The thing that I like the most about the cafe is that we do open up the floor for some discussion, and I do see there is some discussion happening in the chat. For example, somebody said, yeah, Zay hate is getting too much, but at the same time, Keem is very selective on how he treats people. And then we have somebody else that's chiming in, kind of responding to that person saying, she has no grounds to stand on what she does for a living. There is no privacy with that stuff. She's crazy if she thinks otherwise. This is the internet. So there are some back and forths going in the chat, and there is some back and forth going in the Discord, especially with the new, how do you say, I don't want to say segregation because that seems like too much, but we are having a separation
the
of
VC
the
rules.
VCs. Yeah, the VC rules, in order to keep the harassment and the bullying, I guess, to a minimum. We do have some clips, and it says here, the first clip that we have, Zay blames Keem for the harassment.
So we're going to start with nerds. That's my bad. We're going to start with nerds because that's where it started. Then it moved into live. So that's where we're going to start.
Sorry, I thought it was nerds because usually that's the
Nah, you're
hierarchy
good.
that they're in.
So if y'all didn't see Nerds yesterday, Miss Hazed, John you're good. John, the moderator, hops in there because he's kind of like the point guy for all this drama that's been happening. Evidently, people are saying Zay is causing issues. Her boyfriend, S1K or Sick, whatever you want to call him, is causing issues. And it's just a constant whirlwind of bullshit going on right now. So what we're going to check out real quick is John coming in there and basically saying what he needs to say, or trying to say what he needs to say. And Zay's like, fuck you, no, this ain't gonna happen. This also led to my boy Eric coming out of character. Eric, my man, what the fuck? I do appreciate you're trying to stick up for your co-host, but sometimes things are bigger than one individual. And that's all I'm gonna say. I appreciate you, Eric. I understand what you're trying to do, Eric, but again, you got to read the room sometimes, buddy. That's it. So let's check this out. And we'll get this going. Y'all can enjoy the nice, beautiful, smooth cafe background music. Not anymore. Sorry. Let's get this started.
God, listen, you don't even fuck you, Eric. You don't even fucking know me. Shut up, bro.
You're
You
fucking
shut the
scammer.
You are
fuck
going
up. You
around
don't get to
spewing
talk to me
lies
like that.
Headphone warning. Headphone warning.
You
you
fucking son of a. Oh, I was like, I give you two. Oh, crazy. And it's crazy. It's crazy how all you guys are fucking yelling and shit. Last night you hop in there, you start muting people, kicking them
I
in
didn't
and out of
start
chat.
muting people,
And
you
then
fucking
one of
retard.
your
You weren't even
guys-
in there. You
one
weren't
of
even
your
in there.
guys-
You're believing a story from one fucking
one of
person,
your-
aren't you?
You know,
Aren't you?
crazy. It's almost like fucking audio. Zay,
Yeah, check the fucking audio logs and see
you
who
do
jumped
to
into the
people.
call.
You
Check who
fucking
jumped into the call because it was your fucking
Suck
little
some
dick
dick
sucking
on
friend.
Look at Boogie's face. This man is a kid in a candy store right now. He loves this shit. He loves it because it's chaos. He is watching what he was doing to other people, but he is not involved. He is a bystander, and he's just there for the show, baby.
It was your little dick sucking friend. Yeah, that's all you have to say. Everything he has to say is calling me a fucking whore. And this is the type of people that you put in place as a mod. People that come up here and talk about your host like this is who you guys put in place as a mod. Fucking.
It's enough of that.
Okay.
Thoughts, ladies.
So obviously we can tell that Zay was upset. It's very hard to understand people when they're screaming and yelling into their mic and their mic keeps cutting out. So the biggest problem that a lot of people had were, yeah.
Hi.
Ziley.
Ms. Ziley,
So, I have
the floor is yours.
So I would like to know a consensus about this whole. Okay, hold on. Let me switch all over here. That way I'm actually looking at the camera. I apologize.
I can't. Tech issues.
No, it's not a tech issue. I'm
Where's
just switching
Joffy?
over my Discord where the camera is.
Where's
Okay.
Joffy?
How do we feel about this segregation going on in the Discord?
Ken the mod.
Oh, God. Here we go. All right. If you look at what happened yesterday, I kind of understand why we're doing it. So let's say Zay goes into a VC with her fans, and then bad actors come in there constantly just whore this, whore that, fuck you, pass stuff. This creates somewhere where the fans can actually talk to the shows that they support the most. Because if there's a show you support the most, right, cash cow or above, you'd want to talk to your hosts. This gives hosts an opportunity to be more involved with their fans, build their fan base through the VCs because you're giving them more access to you.
Okay, I get it. I understand that point 100%. I like the VCs for the different channels. Because I can tell you this. There were times that I would go into the Discord and I looked at the general VCs and I was like, yeah, I don't want to go in there because particular people were in there. Okay?
Okay.
However, there are also other people that I didn't care that they were a cash cow for live and not rewind. I didn't care they were a cash cow for test and not rewind. But I enjoyed their company.
Okay.
Okay. Met a lot of cool people that way. I also know there are people in today's economy, they can't afford more than one cash cow or they can't afford 10 cash cows.
Okay.
All right. So I think there should still be a general. Because I can tell you now, I would still go into the rewind one and just have a chill environment. Like, listen, we're popping. We had 26 people in our voice chat when I left. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're all being adults. We're not talking over each other. There's no yelling. It's great. All right. But there still should be a gen pop. Like one of the guys, Zombie, was talking about, well, two of the three people that were going to play a game together, well, only two of them are cash cows for rewind. So now they can't hang out in the gaming VC and game together.
Okay.
Because there isn't a singular place for everybody to join. I think this is like I get the idea of having the space where only the cash cows for that show is there, but I think there also should be a general space because damn it, I like hanging out with some of these people and they aren't cash cows on rewind, and I'd be damn if I'm going to fight over a $10 sub.
No.
That's beneath me. I am not going to sit here. I don't even fight over pay pigs or crowns. I'm not going to fight over a $10 sub. That is ridiculous. And that's what this is going to cause. That's exactly what this is going to cause. And I think it's going to cause more problems than solutions. And I'm sorry, if you need a safe space that much, cut off your computer.
Okay. I got you.
Period, point blank, period.
Because not everybody can afford. There's some people that can only afford one cash cow. That's all they can afford. And then they may have ban worlds everywhere else. But you can't expect people to be. People have real lives. People have real life issues that cost money.
Yeah.
And this is just ridiculous. And I feel like it's segregation for just a bullshit reason. I'm sorry. That's my stance on it.
I got you.
Very true.
You know, and I don't blame any of you mods, obviously. You know, I love y'all. The mods are awesome in our Discord. All right. So, you know, it's just, I don't know. I don't like the segregation, man. I think it's messed up.
So I can say, like, I've been in VCs before, and yeah, people are in there for the arguing and the bickering, but then, you know, a lot of times, you know, rules are being broken by certain speech because there's the rule that you can't record VC. You're not supposed to record VC. If you're caught, you're banned.
Correct.
But people are supposed to treat themselves as such, right? So if you only have general VCs, and like, say, you know, you want to do a thing where you're talking to rewind people, right? And let's say, you know, Boogie or Weens comes in, they kind of take over the conversation, right? Because Boogie's a big personality in VCs. He just is. So when he goes in there and does his whole antics, that kind of kills the flow of the conversation. That's how I feel about it. So
wait a minute. Hosts can jump between the VCs. We're allowed to jump between the VCs.
Yes. Yes.
So Boogie can still be a pain in the ass in the other VCs.
But that's in your VC, so you can kick him.
No, I can't. As a host, I still can't use my powers in those VCs. I can only use them during live. So no, we are not modding our own chats.
That was a problem that we had with Zay the first time.
And that's how we got this problem.
But that was also in a general VC, not in a host VC.
I am not allowed to use, I cannot server mute people, I cannot disconnect people, and I cannot move people while in the rewind VC.
Because the way that Keemstar put it is that if there's no show going on, you shouldn't be using your host powers. Or
exactly.
That's what he said in the
So,
host chat.
yes, I agree with that. I do agree with that. But I think that there should be a concession for your own VC because that's yours with your paid members.
You know what? And I do agree with that.
I think that should be a concession.
But I can only work within the rules that I'm given. So as of right now, I can't do that. And I still would have to contact one of y'all. Actually, I probably have to contact you more because it's particularly to that VC. So being that I can't do that and the fact that there are literally people now separated that they can't play the games that they play together. They can't talk and shit like that. Listen, I'm privileged. I can jump to the other VCs if I see somebody who not a cash cow for us, but I enjoyed their time. I can do that. But when I go and do that, you know what? I'm feeling guilty because I'm not down with the people who are in Rewind. Why am I spending time in, I don't know, say cafe. Say I'm spending time in the cafe VC, but I got a bunch of people in the Rewind one. How does that make me look as the host of Rewind? It makes me feel guilty.
I got you.
And because of everything else, now this is making me feel like now Discord really is my job. It's part of my job now, which I always hung out in Discord anyway, so that's no big deal. But still, now you're making Discord part of my job because now I really need to give back to the cash cows because they are literally paying $10 a month just to talk to me and Billy.
Gaff carrying with the 5, like I said in Maine, the VC should be an extension of your brand. It is your place to manage in full, in my opinion. Those should be the rules. And then Keem. All right.
Me and Gaff actually had a conversation about it in main chat because Gaff was under the same impression that we were able to use, what we can use during a live or whatever. And I was like, no, we're not allowed to do that.
All right. So I think since this is literally like what 2 hours old, I think obviously there's going to be growing pains. There's going to be things that need to get figured out, right? And I think that if concessions were made, that if it's your VC, you can manage it how you need to with your host role, right? Because if you have bad actors in there, people that are just being an asshole, you should be able to manage your own VC in your community. And then as far
but you have to understand, here's the problem. I understand why we can't do that because part of the reason why we're in the situation we are now is because the host took it too far.
Exactly.
Yep. But again,
another thing.
Go ahead, sorry.
Okay.
No,
something else that I wanted to talk about is that Zali and I and a whole bunch of other people were also talking about the squeeze. So the squeeze of squeezing out the smaller channels, because now a whole bunch of people, the main consensus is that everybody's going to cancel their memberships in smaller channels and just do live because that's like the most popular show, right?
Yeah, people were advocating for that in the main chat.
Which is also a big problem.
Yes.
And the other thing is that I know that not everybody's going to be in Discord all the time, but if everybody cancels their memberships and just get into one VC, I know the VCs have a limit on how many people can be inside of them. So how is that problem going to be resolved?
So that's only if a camera is on. If no one has their camera on, it can be the entire Discord can be one VC as long as there's no camera.
But to what Beans was saying, that's what I mean when I say I'm not fighting over a $10 sub. I'm not going to tell somebody where they spend their $10. I'm not going to do it.
I got you.
I'm not fighting over a $10 sub. I don't even fight over pay pigs and crowns. Why would I fight over a $10 sub? It's ridiculous. And you got people already, as soon as it started, they were already advocating, well, Local Live should be the general anyway. Everybody's a $10 sub there. No, they're not. We have people who are sub to Rewind just because they like me and Billy the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right.
So just because Miss Hayes is sitting there, and I want to include her into the conversation.
Sorry, Miss Hayes.
How do you
No,
feel?
do not be sorry.
Yeah, how do you feel, Miss Hayes, being somebody that was, kicked out of the Discord for some time, and then now you're coming in, kind of with new eyes and seeing all this kind of crumble at your feet, Foot Girl?
It's hard. It's it does feel like a punishment to like a little bit towards like the paying members, and then almost also to like I'm sure like you guys as the host, it's like, wait, like I understand this is for moderation, but like to some degree it does feel like a punishment, like you're being punished for doing your job because other people can't control themselves.
And I absolutely hate that for y'all. You shouldn't be punished. We are supposed to be one team here in the LCU, are we not? When somebody comes and calls into my show, okay, and they're in pay pig waiting or they're in king queen waiting, right? Do I go and look and see if they're a pay pig for rewind before I pull them in? No. It's the simple fact that they are even a pay pig for anybody in the LCU. I pull them in. Same thing with member waiting. I don't sit there and wait to see if they're a cash cow for rewind first before I pull them in.
No, I get it.
I feel like everybody's getting fucking punished, and it pisses me off. It pisses me off even for the people who aren't cash cows for rewind.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think a good concession, like if Keem would be open to it, to have like one general VC for everybody, but then still keep all these other ones if you want to have interaction with your own community?
Yes, and I told Keem that. I told Keemstar that because he called into our chat, and he was like, no, he's not going to do it for a while. I was like, okay, well, you're never going to hear the end of it from me, right? Because he knows me.
Yeah.
So here I am on Cafe, day one.
Appreciate it, Zyla. Thank you.
Cool.
You're no problem. You're sticking up.
That's
I know she
about
is.
Xylee and Billy. Billy and Xylee are always the first ones to speak up whenever there's a problem. Even yesterday there was a problem between Tess and Ozzy, and who was the first person to come in and be kind of like a mediator between the two? It was Billy. So not only are there problems going on because of the whole VC thing, there's problems also going on because of the whole crown thing. There's problem going on because of the whole time slot thing. We're just adding problems on top of problems. When are the problems going to stop? Because if we keep adding on problems, everything is going to crumble to the ground. And I think we need to handle things one at a time.
And again, I'm not saying get rid of the show VCs. I think it's a great idea. Like, say they had a general and a bunch of people went in there that I don't really want to talk to. You know what? I'm going to go hang out in the Rewind VC. Any of you Rewind people want to come over here? Come hang out with me. I don't have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great idea, but we still need a general.
Yeah.
What were you saying, honey? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I was just say read the last two donations because I think these are very good points.
Yeah, I'm about to. Yeah. So Charm Skull, this is going to create side servers. This is going to cause side servers to be created so friends can hang out without having to pay for the other shows. And then Justin Masters said, you hear that, Ken? Side service Faction War 2. So we don't want Faction War 2.0. That was a whole thing. Like, in the very, very, very early stages of the Discord, there ended up being two side servers, Peaceful Gamers and Gooners DNI. And they literally went to war in the locale main, and it was a whole thing. We don't want that.
What?
Yeah, it was.
Really?
Yeah, it was rough. It was really rough, but fun time to be around in the Discord. But yeah, I don't know. I understand what happened, and because of what happened with Zay and all what they were doing to her as far as like being a woman and the harassment and bringing up things that shouldn't be brought up in a general sense. I mean, if she truly did feel attacked and she truly felt like she was being sexually harassed, she did what she thought to stop it. Right, wrong, or indifferent, she did what she wanted to stop it. And her whole thing was she wanted her fans in there, and they were talking to her about nerd stuff, and then people just kept coming in and interrupting and going in about things that happened 5-6 years ago. So this is,
and I get that. I don't want her harassed either, and I get that. That's why I understand the show VCs. I totally get that point. I get it, but there still needs to be a general.
Okay, I got you.
You know, I don't, and again, and I understand a lot of people are throwing the blame to her about this or whatever. Don't harass her over this.
Yeah, don't.
Do not harass her. We do not condone harassment in any way.
Nope.
Because if you harass people, I don't want you around me. Period.
And she also put in announcements that she got rid of her side server. because she didn't want any drama over there. She wants everything here for all eyes. So that shows transparency, right? So we got to give her that. And then as far as her boyfriend goes, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, he made his choices and choices were made for him, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's funky. I know it just started. You know, it may work out. We're having a party over at the Rewind one, though. I will say that. Hey.
We got a bunch of people on camera with bars on their cameras.
That's funny. Well, you know what? This can actually create to do some stuff for your own communities. Like, you know, Beans was talking about having a game night with the cafe members. You know, this could be a way for hosts to like do stuff for their own communities to help drive engagement, drive memberships, and all those other things, right? So this could actually promote that.
Yeah, and I think it's a great idea just for those things. That would be amazing, and it would also show what hosts actually utilize their own their own channels communities, because we're all one big community, but of course we have the channels communities too. Yeah. So no, I think that's a great idea, and it would be a great way to integrate that, but we still need a general. Not everyone can afford more than one cash cow.
I got you.
It's just a fact of life.
I got you. Well,
so thank you for letting me come in and bitch a little bit.
Of course. Anytime, Tylee. Anytime.
All right. Y'all have a good day. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Tylee. Oh, she's wonderful.
Oh, yeah. And I get what she's saying. It does make sense. But, I mean, when people do things the way they do things, then changes have to happen to protect people.
Yeah.
I mean,
and like you said, it's only a few hours old. I mean, there's going to be, some, tweaks, I'm sure, along the way. But,
definitely.
I agree with what she said. And I'm sure, I also agree with you as a moderator, that there's got to be some stuff that people can be taken accounted for.
Yeah, it's all about meeting in the middle and just, having some type of harmony through everybody, right? So. All right, Ms. Beans, any final thoughts before we move on?
What are we going to move on to, just real quick?
We're going to stick with nerds and kind of, I don't even really know if we need to do that right now.
So the biggest thing when it came to nerds was just, Zay was very upset because of the harassment. A lot of people were kind of pushing back because, her boyfriend as well did some harassing on Discord, right? Nobody's an angel in this situation. There was, I believe, he got banned or he's on probation. Can you explain the probation thing? Because there are people that are a little confused.
So if you're in the Discord and you fucked up and you're given another chance, you have the probation role and your name is Orange. For everyone that doesn't know, if your name is Orange, you can text in main chat, right? Or whatever tier, whatever. You just can't join VCs because you can't control your mouth and what you say. So to stop that, whatever you say is going to be in the public eye. Anything you need to say to somebody, any criticisms you have of somebody, any gripes you have with people, you have to say it in the public eye. You can't go into VC and talk about it, so there's no record of it. That's basically what it means.
Okay, so something else that a lot of people I'm kind of like people call me Mousy Beans because I'm quiet, but I like to think of Mousy Beans just because I'm in the Discord,
fucking
like
Tom
I'm
and Jerry
looking
over
at
here.
everything. Exactly. So, sometimes I'm in the VC, and there's a group of people that are usually in there, very cool, chill people, and one of those people was actually Chubbs, and a lot of people were upset yesterday because they believe that Chubbs was falsely accused of, like, sexual harassment towards Zay, and they were just upset in general that we were telling him over and over again, hey, jump into Locale Live, defend yourself. I think he was just so frustrated at the whole situation in general that he didn't even go up there, and he was given, I'm not sure, the probation or the ban or whatever, but a lot of people were upset because of that. Do you have any background knowledge when it comes to that one?
I can't speak on that. I got to leave that alone.
Okay, no problem. But Eric cried yesterday.
Yeah, that's... Where was it, on a show or like in VC or whatever?
It was on Nerds. It was actually right after that whole, outburst that he had with John. I believe that he was so overwhelmed, especially defending his co-host. It got to him and he cried, and I did feel really bad because of that. But today, whenever Keemstar did that whole segregation thing, I did see Eric in his Nerds VC, and I did hop in for a little bit and asked him how he's doing. He said he's doing pretty good, and he's actually working on his script for his Lego stuff.
Which he should.
So that's a little positive thing for today.
Definitely. So we don't really need to go into the whole Zay thing because I think it's basically beat to death at this point. We've already talked about it, right? But one thing I will say is, Mafia Milkers came in a little hot in the cafe yesterday. Just a little hot. And evidently they didn't like the way we presented it, Beans. They thought that we were being a little too pushy, a little too much. They thought that we were just pushing one certain kind of narrative. And I had to call in. I didn't plan on calling in, but I had to call in because I wanted to make sure that all is well with, Cafe and Milkers. So let's go ahead and listen to my conversation. I'm reacting to my own conversation with someone else, right? That's what's funny. So let's go ahead and check it out in case y'all missed it.
What happened? I just told the story as I saw it, right? So when I said that, I guess you got mad that you said it, you go IRL or whatever. That's what people are saying, and they showed a clip of you doing it. I also said that it's up to the people watching if she was justified or not. So I'm trying to be as unbiased as I can while still telling the story. That's all this was.
Okay.
And Roxy, I know you had a problem with what Bean said, The thing is, you can always be the bigger person and apologize, even though others don't. You have to be a leader, not a follower. So if you want to be the bigger person and apologize for what you said, that's on you. That's not on everybody else. So that's all I'm going to say on that one. And Savage, I did invite you to Cafe so you can tell your story. We're still open to that. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I know we're a smaller platform than yours, but it still gives you a different audience to kind of give you a different light in the LCU instead of going to either your show or Queen's. It's just when people come to Cafe and talk, it shows a different side of them. It's what happened.
So that's kind of what happened. All is well with us and Milkers. I felt that if people have a certain thought about me, or they think I'm trying to represent something I'm not, I'm going to nip it in the bud. And I'm going to try and be as respectful as possible. Just to kind of add on to the clip, I basically told her, I was like, don't take this wrong, but I don't give a fuck about you and Tina. It doesn't change Cafe at all. I'm just showing what happened and all that. So we do try and be as unbiased as we possibly can. We just have to present what happened and what we see. So that's kind of what that is.
I think the most complicated part with all that is that we only had one perspective. So we only had the perspective given to us by Becky because, like stated before, the whole the whole live stream that they did was privated. So even if we wanted to go back and try to correct some of those statements or get a little bit more detail, we couldn't. Like the only perspective out there was Becky's at this point. So I don't remember what happened yesterday where we kind of got sidetracked by something else, but if Savage were to come on and kind of give her perspective during these clips, I think it would have been very beneficial. But you can't hate us as well if we don't have the full story.
Yeah. What you got, Miss Hayes?
I think that's a great point, Beans. Becky's perspective was the only perspective to be shown. And luckily we had, she was able to screen record it so that, there could be information. But like you said, Beans, if Savage, was upset with how you guys reacted or commented on it, then she should have been able to she should have called in and, discussed it properly.
Definitely, and I told any host is welcome on here at any point. I don't care. No camera necessary. I'm not going to be that guy. Mm-hmm. Miss Tina, I'm going to say this right now. I've seen you in chat probably 10 times. I've said you can come on here. We've been talking about some shit that happened. You don't want to come on here and tell your side. That's fine. I'm not going to pressure anybody. Savage did say she wants to come on the show and talk to us. The problem is, I guess, childcare, because her being a grandmother. But they'll figure that out. But any point in time, anyone is welcome in here. We gladly accept it. So, but yeah, later on, Savage apologized, and Beans knows I don't do that feeling shit. I don't do any of that. I just like to have an adult conversation and be done with it. But I appreciate what she said, and it's all good now. I think it's pretty much over and done with. But
yeah, so
yeah.
it's so so you had that conversation with them, and I do see that we do have a clip where she said sorry to us because she did understand where we were coming from. If you would like to pull that up as well.
Yeah, we want to play that. Come on. There we go. All right. Sorry, chat. I'm having a boomer mouse moment.
Look, Ken and Beans, I'm saying it right now. If I was mean in the beginning, y'all know I'm a hothead, but then I get to thinking about it, I'm becoming a big old softy, so I apologize if I said anything wrong to y'all.
No, ma'am, never. Never apologize for being yourself. I love that about you. I just want to come up here and clear the air to make sure we're all on the same level. That's all it is.
We good, baby. We good.
Awesome.
We good.
There it is. So, yeah, like I said, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, just one of those things. So I was talking to some people yesterday, and that what you just showed to everybody there is that you're a very good peacekeeper. And once I had that in my brain, that's how the thumbnail for today was born, right? Cafe, the peacekeepers, and hippie Ken with your luscious hair. That's how the thumbnail was born. But then all this started crashing down, and I don't know if we can call ourselves the peacekeepers anymore, but we'll see.
So here's the thing. When it comes to what Keem wants in his Discord, because he owns this Discord, being a moderator, he said it. Moderators have to be yes men on some level, because I'm telling you what to do and you got to do it. That's kind of the deal. I was like, all right, cool, bro, I got you. So I made them, and this is on him. And I even put, when Keem's ready to announce it and talk about it, he will. I just do what I'm told. So I just try to help the man out. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not that deep.
Yeah, it's not that deep, but I mean, in general, like we can't be the peacekeepers for every single problem.
Oh yeah.
Example, the whole timestamp. I'm thinking about rewinding.
God.
I have to do later. Time slots. So I was kind of going into this a little bit earlier. There was a problem between Test and Aussie for time slots, and Jaffe actually came in there. I know that he's going to be on Cafe one of these days, but Jaffe came in there saying that he wouldn't mind being a morning show, which I don't know how that's going to phase out for Madhouse. I don't really see Madhouse being something in the morning.
No,
but
that's like post prime time slot. That's a post prime time show.
Exactly, but I chimed in the chat and I said, like, hey, if you want 2 p.m., like, I don't mind going back to 10 a.m. I'm just trying to get that 10 a.m. spot, to be honest. But yeah, there was a lot of problems when it came to Aussie and Test. I don't know if we have any clips of that. I don't see anything.
I don't believe so. Well, I told them to focus on Nerds and Live, because,
yeah,
it is what it is. Yep. Someone had to lead the docket team, so there's one less person. So I'm just trying to home them in because I appreciate all of it. I'll tell anybody in this motherfucker right now, we have the best docket team. I don't care what anybody says. Those dudes are fucking beautiful. It's Smoking Homebrew, Brad the Don, and Seek. Those three dudes, they are in it to win it. They really, really are. And I love every single one of those dudes. But
that's why they're very special, and we're thinking about doing something special for them. I think that you were talking about like gift cards or something to like Starbucks or
yeah, so this is not against any other host. This is nothing. This is a me thing. When we get paid next month, I want to like get them some Starbucks or get them a gift card, like their favorite restaurant, and buy them lunch or something. This as an appreciation for what they do, man. It's beautiful. So I really appreciate those guys. So Lolcow Live had their little court thing, right? And when Keem made his statement about Lolcow Court, it struck me in the chest and I wanted to crumble and on the ground, but I really do think if there is going to be a court, it needs to be those three, because they're like the three heads of the snake, of the dragon, whatever you want to call it, of LCU. That they are. But we're not really going to get into Zay because that we've already touched that. Mr. Eric, exactly, and we're done with that. But Mr. Eric went on there And I'm proud of Eric, man. I am proud of that dude. He's in it to win it. He does his best. He tries. Obviously, he has some IRL shit going on, right? We all do. But some of us can manage it a little bit better. It also depends on what it is, right? So he said he's autistic on stream. You know, I think he does his absolute best, and I think everyone truly does see that. But at the end of the day, we treat everybody here fairly because we're all human beings, right? So let's go ahead and listen to Mr. Eric plead his case.
State my case.
A little loud. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and have a boomer moment, Ken. Good job. Here we go. We will get a boomer report before the end of the stream. I promise everybody that. But let's make it happen.
State my case on this. I have played enough Danganronpa to get by this, so bear with me.
Cute.
I love you.
I do apologize for the long wait. I understand that I might have pissed you guys off, but I got so much stuff in my personal life that I'm not going to discuss. It's just between this and doing nerds, it just kept me busy. I have started working on the script like yesterday.
Doja with the
So, you know, he's doing his best. And at the end of the day, if you make a business deal, you make a business deal. All right. I mean, it is what it is. Y'all ladies got anything to say about that?
It's interesting because he does. I love him. I think he's adorable and
Bikini,
cute,
just like-
and I do want to watch him on Nerds more. But then, like, if you watch a little bit longer, I don't know if it's in that clip, but a little bit longer, Wings sort of like did a little. He kind of did a little script like quickly, you know what I mean? And he kind of was, and it was funny. Like I remember me and my mom laughed at it because it was funny. Like Boogie falls down. Oh no! It was just like, you know, so silly things that like you could simply write down. So, you know, but you know, things, life gets tough. Like real life is a thing. You know, like he's also doing Nerds. I mean, he's probably like, you know, he's taking on a lot of responsibility right now. So he's doing his best.
Definitely. What you got, Beans?
Yeah, and like I said, I was just more worried about what happened to him yesterday with the whole nerds thing. So this morning I just wanted to check in on him. And it does seem like he's got his motivation back. Eric is Eric now, and he was pretty okay in his little VC, and he said that he was working on his script. So
it's good.
If at any point he just wants to talk while he works on his script, I'm completely open to that.
I truly, honestly thought King was going to say you're off Nerds until the script's done.
Me too.
I really thought that was coming, man. I was like, bro, come on, Eric. But,
I know.
You know, I think King did the best possible punishment that he made Eric do. It was kind of funny. Yeah. It was funny. Let's check it out.
The bikini, just like a
Mom versus Keemstar, next episode.
I'll take the mom on. I'm ready.
Man, took the glasses off. Come on now.
There you go.
Go.
Come on, big.
Hey.
Boogie's face.
Oh goodness.
All right. I apologize.
All right, we
Yeah,
want.
he took a cream pie better than Tina.
I can't. Well, in there. All right. So I do think that Eric does need to step it up a little bit. Eric, if you're watching, you need to kick it in high gear, buddy. Make sure you get this shit done. But we got 12 minutes left. We got Vice Banshee's been in members waiting for a little bit. Let's bring him in and see what he got for us. Vice, what up?
Yo.
What up, G?
Oh, let me put on my camera real quick.
How you good?
Hi.
What's up, bro? No good, man. How you?
I'm good.
What you got for us?
Yeah, so well, man, you know, I tuned into Nerds last night, man, and you know, I became a member to the cafe yesterday, so
appreciate it, bro.
And then
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, man. You know, I love y'all's show. And then, you know, the show ended and I was like, oh, you know, let's see what's going on with Nerds. And then
Was that your first Nerds? Was that your first one ever watching?
Yes, that was.
Yeah, that's it's kind of way to the left of what they normally are, bro. Normally they're about here. They were way over here.
Yeah, and it was like, man, like, it was, I don't know, it was kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie. It was just not like good content in my opinion. It's just kind of just negative vibes. I had to like after that whole show, man. I just had to like. Just kind of clear myself of that negative energy. You know what I mean?
Go take a shower and do a couple shots. You know what I mean? Like, I do something.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Drinking some coffee here, too.
Fuck yeah, bro. What's your favorite type of coffee?
I really like the Cafe Bustelo. My parents drink that a lot. So, hey, you got a W right there.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
In the chat for Bustelo.
for everyone here right now, I got a 402 viewers right now. This is what we're also going to do. Beans had this idea. It was beautiful. What are you going to do with the Cafe Bustelo can for Fat Camp?
Ooh, I like that.
What are you going to do with it? I'm asking Beans. This was her idea.
Oh.
Wait, what?
The can of Cafe Bustelo. What did you tell me you were going to do at Fat Camp for one of our members?
I don't think that was my idea. I think it was Seek, actually.
Was it Seek?
I tuned in for...
It was
Yeah,
Seek. You're right. My bad, Seek. So we're going to get autographs of everyone there. And if you're a pay pig or a crown, it's going to be randomly selected. We're going to send you a Cafe Bustelo with all those signatures on it.
Oh, that's dope. I like that idea a lot.
So, yeah.
That's really cool.
And then, again, what I was going to do also is we need one more crown for the 3 crowns of cafe. The 3 of them are going to pick a recipe for me to cook. I'm going to cook it on live stream, whatever it is. I don't care. Just give me something between the 3 of them. And then we have 9 pay pigs. If we get one more, I'm going to do my best. And I promise y'all, I will do some live cooking from Fat Camp while I'm down there. And it's going to be one of those first come, first serve. So if I cook a feast, whoever comes down there to eat is going to eat, and they're going to let me know what they think about my cooking. If I cook only 2 or 3 servings, whoever gets down there is going to try it. So that's kind of my pledge to the fan base. So we're just thinking of ways for members only content, thinking of ways to incentivize it. You know what I mean? Like, because I want the cafe people to feel special. The coffee cult is growing every single day, and we love it.
Yeah, man. I'm proud to be a member.
Appreciate you, bro.
Cult. Yeah.
Definitely. We're gonna drop you out of here, man. We gotta do a quick promo for the other show, but hopefully Nerds is a little bit better today. We're gonna get into that.
Yeah. Appreciate you having me on. Appreciate
no problem,
it.
bro. Thanks again. Take care, buddy.
Yeah. See ya.
Later.
Bye-bye.
So, So yeah, chat. We're trying different things. We want more community involvement, trying to do more for you guys. Pretty soon, you're going to see the poll for the next cooking. And this time, I promise, it will be a members-only video. I'm not going to do it on live stream. I know we hit our goal last time, which shout out Tampa Girl and Grim for getting us to the goal. They got to see the video, right? But
We're so excited.
Hell yeah. God. I may make video while I'm down there. I don't know. Depends on how big the pot is. But anyways, we got to do the obligatory promo for the next show. So if y'all paid attention to the thumbnail, apparently Nerds may be getting canceled.
Really?
From what they're saying, I don't know. But in the Discord, they're saying someone quit.
On Nerds?
Yeah. One of the hosts quit.
Oh no.
Well, so far on the thumbnail, I'm just seeing Glammy, Zay, and Eric. I know that, what day is it? It's Thursday, so I don't want to say that it's Pharaoh because he does have work on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I believe. So it's a toss-up.
Zay went through a lot last night.
Yes, she did.
I mean, she went on trial, and then, unfortunately, Brantley was doxxed, and, it was, I mean, who knows?
Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You didn't know. You're fine. It's just some stuff we just don't want to touch on. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But yeah, some people are saying it's clickbait. Some people are saying that Zay's quitting. Hopefully, Zay didn't go through all that for nothing.
Yeah.
So, Zay, I know it's a lot. I know you went through a lot, but you went through all this to maintain your host spot on the Nerd Show. Why go through all that and walk away with nothing? That's my opinion on it. But I don't know. If they do cancel Nerds, do you really want to go on at 3:30 for cafe? Like, I think at that,
I want to be earlier, not later.
I think at that point we should just go back to 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, like, I understand, like, it's cafe waking up, but I mean, at 2 o'clock we can justify it just a little bit because, you know, we have over 12 hours of content in the day. So we're waking up the locale universe by drinking coffee and talking about everything. But, you know, Kenny said, Zay's in Studio B. Like I said, I don't know. We're going to see what happens. Like, this is not clickbait. This is not bullshit. I truly don't know what's going on. So, you know, I don't know what happened in the Discord the last 90 minutes. All I can go off of, and I tell everybody, read the announcements. That's all I can say.
Listen, the announcements are very important.
They are.
So we still have 5 minutes. I think we should address the elephant in the room. A lot of people were asking, is this like a permanent thing, a temporary thing? A lot of people, you know, all of a sudden see Miss Hayes. Some people were asking for your name. Who is Foot Girl? Her name is Miss Hayes.
We're going Miss Hayes. All right. She's not Foot Girl. She's Miss Hayes.
We may poke and tease a little bit, but she is a lady and we will treat her as such.
Especially in the cafe, damn it.
Yeah.
So here's the deal, right? With the time change, 2 o'clock, I can't do Fridays because, you know, that's the day I go see my mom, take her out grocery shopping and buy her lunch and spend some time with her, right? I try and be a good son. So I was able to do it at 10 o'clock because at 11:30 show's over. I leave. We're good to go. 2 o'clock's a little different for me. So, you know, we're going to need someone to help in with Fridays. Tomorrow we got Batgirl. She's going to sit in or whatever, you know, Miss Hayes. You know, we can figure out if you want to come in tomorrow, have a nice little 3-way lady show. You know what I mean? You know, hopefully whatever. And maybe you can do some fill-ins here and there, depending.
Absolutely. And so you guys, you know, Beans and Ken, you guys are, you know, the host. And if you need, you know, someone to fill in for you on Fridays, I remember you telling me that.
Yep.
I'm here. So, you know, just to help out. And
hell yeah.
Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something we can figure out. But just real quick, you know, not trying to tell you to dock stuff or anything, but how you liking the move? Everything going well in your new area and all that? You like it?
Yes, actually, I have. Oh, wait, did you get to the boomer? Did you do the boomer report?
Let me do it one time for the fans. 1, 2, 3. There's the boomer report. All right, Miss Hayes, talk to us.
So it's funny. So I the move went really well, and today I was supposed to I have my own little boomer report. I was supposed to have orientation at this place that I got a job at part time, and I'm like filling out all of the stuff, and like it's orientation, and they're like, okay, we need like your 2 forms of ID, and I'm like, I used to carry my social security card, but my mom didn't think it was smart to bring it with me, so I had to leave in the middle of orientation because I didn't have the right paperwork. It was really embarrassing, and it is what it is. But I will be receiving my social security card and passport in the mail.
Fuck yeah!
Very soon.
Fuck yeah!
So,
well, hopefully employment's in your future.
Yes, exactly. One way or another. Yes, absolutely. So
there you go. All right, guys. So we got 2 minutes. You know, we can't do the outro. You know, we just got to send people to Nerds. So, any final words, ladies? Any final words?
I think you're muted.
I was muted.
Oh, sorry.
I was
Okay, my bad.
saying, tune in tomorrow for a little Kiki on Fridays. It's going to be Girl Friday, I guess, from this point forward.
There it is. Definitely. What you got for us, Miss Hayes? Any final words?
Definitely tune into Nerds. I'm going to be watching 100%. I think it's going to be really interesting. So don't leave. Just continue on and watch with us. So
exactly. Yeah. So again, I hope everything goes well on Nerds. Just like Dude said, you know, yesterday was his first show. Guys, if yesterday was your first show, please don't try to judge Nerds based on that. It is not at all like that. But exactly. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully the show isn't canceled. You know, Coffee Cult's strong right now in chat. We appreciate you, Coffee Cult. Y'all are beautiful people. So we'll go ahead and send you on over to Nerds right now. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Stay up, stay beautiful, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.